My ex-boyfriend made fun of my boyfriend's car not knowing he's rich. I, 22 years old, dated a guy named Ashton. Ashton and I were high school sweethearts until our relationship became toxic. We were constantly arguing all the time and we grew very tired of each other. I wanted to keep pushing, but I later found out that he was talking to another girl through a mutual. I confronted him about it and he confessed that it was true, and that he only did it because we were having problems. I cried myself to sleep that night, and it felt like the world just dropped on my shoulders. After all, he was my first love, and the one I thought I would be marrying in the future. About 6 months later, I met a guy named Daniel who approached me while I was sitting at my university's union. He asked if he could join me at my table since all the other tables were taken by groups. I told him that I didn't mind, and we later started a conversation right after. We clicked right away and he never fails to make me laugh. We started hanging out more often and eventually, we saw each other every day. It wasn't long until I started gaining feelings for him. He was there for me whenever I needed someone to rant to, and I was there whenever he needed me. After 4 months of talking, he eventually asked me out, and we started dating. He truly made me happy, and he made me feel special about myself. He met my parents and my parents ended up liking him so much that my parents would ask me to bring him whenever we were going out for dinner or have family activities. He came from a family of real estate tycoons that owned shopping malls and houses. I was nervous meeting Daniel's parents since I thought I would be judged for not coming into a rich background, but I was wrong. They were the kindest of people, and his dad told stories about how Daniel's grandparents taught them to be humble and work hard for what they have. Daniel had been driving a beat-up Corolla throughout college, but when we went back to his house, he showed me 2 of his cars that was sitting inside his garage. One was a blue BMW that had the letter M on the front and the seats, while the other one was a black Mustang with a snake in the front of the bumper. When we went back to school, we rode in his Corolla together and parked in the school's parking lot until a familiar car parked a car down to us. It was Ashton, and he saw me get out of Daniel's car. He came up to me and started saying hello, but I ignored him and walked towards Daniel. Ashton looked confused and said, "Wow, nothing." Daniel looked at me and asked who he was, and I told him that he was my ex that cheated on me. Daniel looked at Ashton and smiled and held my hand and told him, "Have a good day, man," and started walking away. That's when Ashton started laughing hysterically and said, "Wait, this is the guy you replaced me with? The guy who can't even take you out with a proper car?" Daniel turned around and repeated the same thing he told him, "Have a good day, bro," and continued walking again while holding my hand.